I ended up replacing the pitman arm on Rosie, and I originally wasn't going to film this, but then I remembered there is a lack of content for a TE72 on YouTube, so I decided, what the heck, let me just film it, even though it's super easy to do. So the next few clips I actually stole from my Instagram stories, because like I said, I originally wasn't going to film this, but I promise after these 4 clips, it goes back to normal. As far as taking it off, all it is a castle nut that's being held on by this cotter pin. I already took that off, and then this nut right here. The hardest part is probably going to be hammering this out if it's stuck on there, but it looks like it's just those 2 nuts. Normally this is a puller that you would use to get these out, so you would slide it through like this, and then these threads push up against these threads, which would make this pop out. But in this case, I don't have any space or any clearance, as you can see, so I'm going to try to remove it from here, and then hopefully that gives me space to slide this piece in, because it's not budging with the hammer. This is how it would go on. Then you would put your socket in, hit it, boom. Oh baby, we are back in business. So now I slide this one through and it should pop out. After I broke the nut loose, I messed up the pitman arm, and you'll see why in the next few clips. The new pitman arm just came in for Rosie. I'm working on her right now. So I had originally tried installing this new arm last week, and unfortunately I ruined it trying to install it. I hadn't noticed that there's one spline that is actually, there's like a large gap right there that lines up to the top, and I tried pressing it in, so I ruined 2 of the splines right next to that. I don't know if you can see it, so I had to order another one. Luckily this part is only like, I think $12, $15. I mean, that's how I learn. I ruin stuff all the time. It's also partly because I've never installed the pitman arm on this car, and I was doing it at nighttime, so I really couldn't see. I hadn't noticed that one of the splines was different, and that's why I messed it up. But right now there's daylight, so I'm going to install it and get this car ready to drive again. Alright, so this is where the pitman arm goes, and I wanted to show you the groove because it's really hard to see it. Let's see if I can catch it on camera. Yeah, it's hard to see from this angle, but that's the one that's supposed to be the widest right here. So it only goes in one way. But if you look at the whole thing, you don't notice that. All the splines look the same. That's the only one that slightly looks different, and it's only from this angle. You can't really see it from the top angle. On the pitman arm, it's more obvious. See right there. Now I'm going to lube the new one before installing it, so I don't have that much of a hard time. And I'm going to put a little bit of this also on the other threads. I think that's what made it hard to see that groove last time too, is once you put grasita, it's kind of hard to see it, but I think that's pretty good. Okay, now time to put some here. So a lot of people were wondering why I just didn't warranty the pitman arm that I bought the first time. But where I bought it online has the worst customer service. And even though I bought it twice, I still saved a lot of money than buying it at my local parts store. Pitman arm is in. There it is right there. And this is the nut. It sits flush with the threads. And this is what I was talking about. The 2 lines that line up are on this side. And it's really hard to see under here. But that's in. Now what I have to do is I have to reattach this arm to that piece right there. But in order to do that, I have to attach it from there to here first. I had to unbolt this one only because I couldn't put the puller on this one because this was in the way. So now it's time to attach it here. I just put in both castle nuts and both cotter pins. Now it's time to put the wheel on, but first, I think we're going to clean it because it looks very dirty. All done.